I'm glad AB and Todd Monken shut down the media is privy to the information. The media is the most clickbait, toxic, lying group I've ever seen. The Browns organization will never do an interview on radio. Yeah, them interviews is hard to come by. They are. Now, the Browns, 92-3 the fan will get some because they do the coaches show and they're the radio home, so they will periodically get guys to come through. So that's the thing. So, 1 second. Neil Gray. The Browns are building a winning culture that is invested in player development over multiple years. This ain't an instant oatmeal or popcorn. Let's be patient. Allow Todd and Andrew to set up the foundation. Let that man cook. Can we let him cook for a minute? Can we let him cook for a second? I'm just saying, fellas. Speaking of, let me get to 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. We are back. We are back in the building. Let's get to our next Super Chat. Speaking of, we will have our Super Chatter today. Get ready. If you do win Super Chatter today, we will give you a free T-shirt. You get the Browns Nike or the Barbershop Nike T-shirt, courtesy of G. Bush and Fifth Dimension Media. Let's keep it pushing. Let's see. Young Among, Facts G. Bush. We got this earlier in the show, but read it again. Facts again, G. Bush. You see how they treated a brother out there in Minnesota being black in a white man's sport? They want us to be on the field, not in those front offices. That's why they have no tolerance for us. T. Storm says Watson ain't going nowhere. Go to therapy at this point. Yeah, I think, man, to me, I've always said this about the whole Watson thing. Deshaun Watson's contract was a disappointment. Deshaun Watson and the amount of picks they gave up to get him and the financial ramifications they had is definitely a thing. But the thing that we got to come to the conclusion of is, when you are making a decision and you say the player turned out not to be good, you got to live with the consequences of that. The one thing that I always commend Jimmy Haslam on is this. At least he went for it. At the time that they went and tried to go get Deshaun Watson, from the information that we had, he was a top 5 quarterback at worst. I believe he was a top 3 quarterback. And the thing you can't future is nobody would have known that he was going to miss a year. Nobody knew that the NFL was going to suspend him 11 games. Nobody knew that he would get his shoulder beat up. Nobody knew that he would come back the next year and tear his Achilles heel. And no one knew he would miss that amount of time. So no one has a crystal ball to know all these things. The reality is when you make that type of investment, it's hard to get out of that investment. Nobody cares that if you buy a car and in 2 years, the car is a used car, but it's a relatively new car with low mileage. When you drive it off the lot and the engine burns up, you don't know that. But do you still have to make the car payment? Yes. That's the unfortunate part about it. And a lot of these people on the radio and television and writing these articles know that. They know what the consequences are. You got to live in it. And the answer out of those consequences are that if you can find a quarterback who you believe in, that you can develop, then you can actually mitigate some of that. See, the problem with y'all is you're lazy. You want to go find a quarterback that's already ready. You want to go find a quarterback that is a shining, already got stats, already been in the league. You want to find a dude so they can give it to you. Nobody gives you anything over here. You got to put your own work in over here, homie. No quarterback is just birthed. They are molded and shaped. And to mold and shape a quarterback, you first have to invest the time, energy, effort into him. And you guys don't want to do that. You guys do everything you can to say, no, we just shouldn't give him reps. Let's go get another dude outside the organization and do the same dumb thing we did last year. No, we're not going to do it. So you guys are going to have to just chill. 5th and pick Sincere Brown with Colorado. I wondered, is that pro day yet? Prime that had the pro day? I don't think he had a pro day yet. But he's kind of big, too. He's a big type receiver. Sweetie. Says Browns media has the most toxic for his players. It doesn't help players to want to come here. Excuse me, if I'm the team, I'm already losing, and the media dogs people, builds the players up and develop. Hashtag New Cleveland. That's exactly the energy we want. As a player, you want to come where the fan base, you want a Green Bay. See, that's the thing. You want a Green Bay Packer fan base where you can't even get no tickets. My cousin lives in Wisconsin. Shout out to Larry and Desiree. Great artist, by the way. You want those people, you want those individuals to feel like I'm somewhere special. And trust me, I'm not going to put it all on the fans because when you don't win, that's just part of the game. That's part of the why you ain't pouring into the team. But you can't keep subjecting new players to the same old personality and attitude you have for other players. There's a reason why when you talk to any former quarterback, and I've talked to all of them, see, that's the difference. I've interviewed Brian Hoyer. I've interviewed Tim Couch. I've interviewed Kelly Holcomb. I've interviewed Bernie Kosar. I've interviewed and talked to Deshaun Watson, right? You don't even got to interview Shedeur Sanders. It's just that's just available and out here. For Mayfield, go back and ask each one and every one of them quarterbacks, and especially the younger ones. They don't got nothing good to say, especially when it comes to the media. They be like, nah, I'm cool on that. Y'all be doing too much. Go back and watch the interactions with Baker Mayfield. Go back and watch. This ain't nothing new. This just the names just keep changing. The faces keep changing, but the same narrative persists. And it doesn't help that we already talking about the coach not being here in 3 years. And then they'll say, well, watch this. The Haslams have been firing people every year. No, they haven't. Kevin was here 6 years. Did Jimmy Haslam say? You said that. You can't say Jimmy Haslam is trying to move on for people and fire people way too fast, but we ain't even seen this coach practice yet, and he got to go? Or he ain't going to be? Stop. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. Baby tips for dad? Oh, that's adorable. That picture is adorable. Trade Shedeur for a third. No, we can't do that. We're not going to. I mean, we give you Dylan for a third. He available. Hey, both Dylans might be available. Samson and Gabriel for a third if you need them. DJ9. What will be a successful draft for you? Tate at 6 and the offensive line at 24 start for me. What you say, give us the pure, uncut truth. Listen, let me tell you this. Here's what a success is. I want 2 starters. I don't care how you get them. Wide receiver at 1, tackle at the 24, first pick, tackle at 2nd, tackle at 1st, wide receiver in the 2nd. The goal for the Cleveland Browns, the uncut truth and success is I need a starter day 1 in those positions. That's what you're drafting. You're drafting to get your floor together. Don't draft no project. I don't want no project coming in here talking about we're going to have to work them in early. No, I want somebody that you pencil in and that depth chart says, got me my number 1 receiver sitting right there. My starting left tackle, right tackle, whatever it is. If it's a starter, fill it. It don't even necessarily have to be a starter. It could be a guard. It could be a center. It could be a right tackle or left tackle. But if you feel and deem necessary that person is a starter, I don't care how you get them. If you get me 2 starters, we can roll with that. Brody's bottom line. Let's just be honest. The Cleveland media do not like black quarterback, period. I'll be that guy today. I don't know if I called 92.3, they be banning me for life. Let me tell you something too. I'm gonna just tell you this. A lot of it, and this is easy. A lot of it is the culture of it too. Because it's like, there's a even when think about this, and I'll give a story. When I was working at 92.3 The Fan, and this is all factual. When I was doing shows, this is, and I was a producer. When I was doing shows in 2010, 2011, 2012, they didn't even have hip-hop music beds. We weren't even allowed playing hip-hop. It was all rock. Like just rock. And it was wild. The first dude I seen that was bringing his own beds was BSK. Because he was there doing, he had suffered a stroke. So he was only down to like a day or so in the weekends. And I used to run his board. And they used to be like, yeah, I got my own music. When I started doing music, I brought my own music beds. I went in there and manually put my own hip hop manually into the system, because I told them I am not coming in and out of break to no Alice in Chains. That's not what I do. Why? How do I talk like this, but my music beds represent something completely different? Not happening. And that just goes to show you just the small nuance that this is 2010, 2012. And this comes from a point where I remember growing up watching MTV and never seeing, the only black person I saw on MTV was Michael Jackson. And I thought it was crazy because it was like, wow, there's a black person on MTV. To a certain degree, it's still like that within large major populations of the industry. Like I'm just giving you my experience level because I'm one of the individuals that work outside, inside, around, adjacent to all of it. So when I was doing shows, there is a disconnect between what your reality and perspective is as a young Black person in this country versus what is universally and well accepted. And if anybody wants to have that conversation, we played it before. And if you think that there's a thing where not identifying with a young, brash, confident, well-educated young Black man that happens to identify inside a hip-hop culture and the culture of the street and the culture not of the street, it's just a culture of the Black plight, you're not being honest about the conversation. Everybody ain't running around jumping up, signing up for that. That's just the reality of life. And so people are more comfortable with the idea of somebody that understands and has the same shared meaning when they say things. It's just what it is, man. It just is what it is, Brody. So when they talk about and I don't gotta go to that because I could just show you the conversations. Why does he have a backwards hat on? What you talking? You mean the same way that Aaron Rodgers got the hat on, the same way Ben Roethlisberger got the backwards hat, Matt Stafford got the backwards hat. Why is it that you done pick? What are you talking about backwards hat? Everybody wears backwards hat. These narratives and why is he not in the front of the classroom? So you always gauges and trying to, you're not in the back of the room. You're not in the front of the room. What are you talking? Really? It's always some, no. See, no. We all on the same level now. We're not going to do that. That's just not what's going to happen. We all on it? No, we're not going to do that. And if you upset about it, okay, that's cool. But we're not going to do that. Earl was cooking this morning. Tyvus is cooked. Hey, Miss Bell, you're going to get your conversation with Tyvus. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I told him you are waiting for him. And he said, tell Miss Bell that I'm coming to talk to her. Singing when Earl's fed up, ain't too much to talk about. Yeah, man. Earl is fed up, man. He was fed up today. I said, Earl naming names. Whew. Shedeur Sanders 12 need to be changed his name to 2. He hate me. Anybody but Shedeur. The Abs Coalition. Y'all got the 6-pack. Don't you do it, G. Bush. You was just icing that little. Y'all got the Abs Coalition. Y'all's abs is great. Anybody but Shedeur. Y'all doing crunches inside. Y'all got the whole 6-pack. Washboard abs. Resurrect him, G. You're going to have to get security for this one. No, my security good. I don't listen. I don't be out like that. I'm cool. They be all right. We got good cameras. Who is that? The Amazon dude, even he get vetted now. Who is that? I didn't order no box. This is for Rosie Bush. I didn't order nothing. Leave it at the door. Sir, COVID is over. Social distancing, leave it at the door. I got the Rin Tin Tin K9 cops going out there sniffing. I got the dog sniffers. What is this? The outside of tape, which 2 wideouts would you like the Browns to get? Which left tackle are you eyeing? So, Black Angus, if you don't get, I've taken Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon. That's the 2 if you don't get him. The problem is if you don't take him at 6, all the rest of them, Mekhi Lemon and Jordan Tyson, will not be there at 24. So if you don't take one, you talking about having the Denzel Boston's of the world there. Casey Concepcion, Zachariah Branch, that'd be a little too high. Chris Bell is a guy. Brazel is a guy from Tennessee who may be there. So those are the names you're looking at if you at 24. If you talk about tackle, Maui Noah is a tackle that I think that I wouldn't have a problem if they took. Monroe Freeling is a guy. The problem with Monroe Freeling is if they talking about working him in slowly because he a project, I don't know if I could do that. I need a starter day one. But those two names are there as well. The tackle Miller from Clemson, he's another guy that's been mocked around those times. Caden Proctor's a dude. I don't know if he's a tackle, but he might be a guard. But we'll see with that. But there's a lot of guys. Those are the names that I like. But if you want a receiver, you got to get one early. because they're not going. The ones that I'm mocking ain't gonna be there. Cecil Ford, I'm gonna need seconds of what G. Bush is cooking. Rosie, back that man a plate. Wrap him a plate up. Put the cornbread on that. Yeah. Brown's current AD on nephew proves your point. The current ad on nephew, right? Man, bro, look, bro, Dawn, they over here cutting ads. They done did everything they could to put these folks on game. They try to put these folks on game and really trying to give them that work all year. And they still out here talking about, I don't know. But they running ads, bro. Gonna put him in the Pro Bowl, bro. All the free agent linemen that met him. We played it over here. You still talking about third string quarterbacks for another team. Man, this dude done already got the playbook, man. He done already got the playbook and throwing routes. And you guys still bringing up these names. Y'all gonna come around. Y'all get it? Lucky for you, their negativity isn't contagious. Nah, actually it helps out. Help me out. Because, some days I think I'll be coming on the show and I don't got nothing to talk about today. And right, all of a sudden, they just jump out the, oh, thought I was going to be saying this week, G. Bush? No, not on my watch. I'm going to say something crazy on Thursday. I'm like, dang, bro. Right, 2 days before my show. I got to get you together, though. I'm going to get you together, though. Terry Atwell, G. Bush, I'm so sick of the Cleveland media, Nacho. From what I've seen, the team seems to be receptive to Todd Monken. I hope the Browns ball out this year, and Todd Monken's taking all these names for these suckers. Well, here's what I think is really taking place, Terry, and we appreciate you so much. Is if you notice, the players is operating in comfort level because they know what the plan is. They've been told what the plan is. They've been talking about what the plan is. They've been given the blueprint in terms of what they're trying to do. And when you have information, there's a comfort level that comes with it because now you have a directive. You can go out there and guys is working on getting what they need to get done and working on their body and working on their craft. There's a lot of people out here that's spinning their wheels on stuff when they could be doing mock drafts. Maybe they could be just doing some things with figuring out what the Browns going to do up front. How come none of the linemen? Hey, man, how come? Has any of the linemen been on? What about anybody been on the radio or television with some of the linemen that they didn't sign? No? What about the offensive line coach? I know you might not be able to get Todd Monken, but what about, can we get Rutenberg on? Can we? Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. I don't got a Rolodex like that. I figured that would be more productive than to talk about Ty Simpson and all that. I just wanted to talk a little bit. PJ9, I love coming to get this fresh cut. Thanks, G. Bush and Roby. Phenomenal, true coverage of the Browns. Also, which restaurants to try when I come up and watch in 2026 Super Bowl chance? Hey, you got any? Which one of your best? Been here a while. What's one that 3 off the top of your head that you would say right now? You'd be like, come on up, and I feel good in telling them that's a good spot.
Just like a good scenery.
No, 3. You give me 3 and why? Summer Place, that's in Lakewood, right?
Location vibe.
Summer Place in Lakewood, that's a location vibe. What else? Soul Food.
It's in downtown.
They got a downtown location in Zanzibar. If you downtown, they got one out this way too on the east side. But if you downtown watching the game, Zanzibar is definitely dope. You can check that out for soul food. And you got one more, Fire Creek. If you want to go for a winery and it's a day, you want to go out somewhere else, make sure you check that out. So that's 3 so far. And we didn't mention we got a whole lot of them. Actually, we will do a top 10 blog, or where we will just do a top 10 of different places to go that we just been to, because there's a lot of great ones that we just thinking of, but off the top of your head, it's kind of hard to do. But thank you so much for the super chat. Sweetie says, it's like when you bring up what you said, they A, don't remember what you said. B, they don't want to bring up the past. Okay, boo, you don't remember preseason Dylan comments? that would, I'm like, or I'm gonna add to it. Or C, you bring up what somebody actually said and you just outright say you don't believe that. I don't believe that. You can't listen to what they say. So you telling me you believe in anonymous sources more than what a person says on camera, on the record? I don't know, man. It's this thing called the internet. We be seeing it though. Chef Shay, is Shedeur being judged as a quarterback or judged because of who he is and where he comes from? I think 90. I ain't gonna say 90. 90 is high. I think 75% of what he fights against is based about who he is, his name, where he comes from, what he represents, and the family he comes from, and his fan base. and who represents him. And if you add the fan base in, it's very, a lot of people, they just aren't used to having that. They're not used to having opposition. And a lot of people say, I'm fine with being criticized. No, you're not. I get criticized every day. I don't know these people by name. I don't pay attention to them. I think that's a lot of what be going on. A lot of what be going on is really that people have a problem with the circumstances around Shedeur Sanders. And I think the fact that people have the audacity to call you out on that or talk about it a little bit, it kind of irks them. And also, people don't like the fact that there's a perception that your voice is diminished. So let's continue on what we got going on. Ms. Bell, Cleveland media need to eat sage for it to work. That's crazy. We don't condone you doing that. That could cause, we don't give medical advice over here. And we don't condone you eating sage. That is not a good idea. Don't try this at home, people. That is used to be a topical thing. It's atmosphere. But I get the picture. Atmosphere crazy. And you know what kind of turmoil you got to have if you have to consume sage? Do you know what type of internal turmoil you got to have if you need to have edible sage? That's wild work. Out of Bounds 23, love the name, by the way. We appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. G, do all the mock drafts. We got time. We got time until the April draft. I like that exercise. Y'all let me know. I think I am going until April. I am going to make it a part of what we do because I like doing the drafts. Right now, I'm batting 1,000. We doing our thing up here, chat. We got some playmakers next week. We're going to do best of it. G Bush, you made it. Lawrence RBE, my man, shout out to you. YouTube is running commercials during your live screen. To me, it's obviously AB and Monken understand the mission just to win. The dummies in the media, when you try to pivot, files are saved. Yeah, bro. Shout out to YouTube. They run commercials. I don't know. No. They run commercials on this stuff? That's crazy. That means there must be a lot of folks in here. Shout out to y'all. YouTube was like, no. We gonna get our money. We gonna get this bag. Run that commercial. Run that Toyota commercial real quick. Yeah. Run Murray's grease. Murray's hair grease too. They black. They got the barbershop, but the algorithm don't even care. They just said it's the barber. Are they talking about black hair care? I don't know. Just run that Afro Sheen commercial, John. Just run it. Todd Monkey, they understand the mission. They just trying to win, and they do. I think people do realize that it is, and then some of it is playing to it because how the machine works is, we played that clip. They'll go back to the radio or they'll go back to whatever it is and they'll play that clip again. And now they're in the algorithm. So people will watch the show and shout out to them. Shout out to 92.3 The Fan. They out there trying to put on. But, I got to get you, though. We can't do that. Already? You trying to get the coach up? Already? Media just be moving that goalpost. Boop. Hold on. Boop. 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 That's the sound of them moving the entire football field. They don't move the goalposts no more. They just take the field up, dig it up, and put it in 3 towns and 3 cities over. The goalpost was too light. They got to move the stadium. Miss Melanated, do they pay him to be stupid? I think sometimes they do pay people for their opinion, and their opinions could be very misguided, or some else to say not very. JLG 2926, certified Cali born and raised diehard Browns fan. Shedeur flash more than Dart and Ward with no first team reps. Let the kid play. By the way, I always bring it up. Jackson Dart had a 33-yard game. Let me see something. Can I see something? I know I'm here talking all day. Let me see this. Let me see. I want to see something. I just, they're going to commit to Jackson Dart full time. Jackson Dart is going to be, they already know. Let's see. I just want to see where can we look at some. Can we see all of them? I just want to. Here you go. Let me just see these. This is Jackson Dart stats. Let me just look them up. I'll be doing this on real time. Dart. Let's just look at Jackson Dart stats. Let's take a look at this. We just want to show y'all. Let me see. Can we get those up here? Here we go, G-Boy. All right. Certified Cali. Let's go ahead and examine this, my man. Oops. So let's take a look at this. This is his game log. So he didn't play the first 2 games of the year. Let's see when Jackson Dart was just destroying the world. Okay. He was destroying the world, right? He was just cooking beyond complaint. So he was 13 of 20 for 111. Okay. 1 touchdown. All right, that's what's up. He played his second game, 26 of 40, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. All right. 202. 17 of 25, 195. Okay. They won a game. That's a good game. They won versus the Eagles, right? So I'll give them credit for that. It's a win. But then they ran off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 L's in a row. So let me see what happened in the context. They lost 33-32, 15-33, 283. That's a pretty good game. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a good game. And he scored a touchdown rushing. So I would say right now that's his best game. The 15-33 for 283, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's good. 4 total touchdowns. That's good. He was cooking, and it was at Denver. Barely lost. Came back 14-24, 193. Okay, 1 touchdown. He did have a rushing touchdown on the ground that day. So he had some rushing touchdowns. He did some things on the ground. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He done had 8 rushing touchdowns. So that's a part of this game you can't knock. 24-33, 191. 19-29 for 242 yards. That's a pretty good game. He didn't throw any touchdowns, though. He did have 2 touchdowns on the ground. Lost a close game at the Bears. So that's a good game. 17-24, 139 against the Patriots. This was a good game. 20-36, 246, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he had 9 carries for 63 yards. That's a real good game. That's a good game. And then, this is a tough one. Been for 13 for 33 yards, 1 interception. So that was a tough game. 22-30 for 207. They beat the Raiders. It's pretty good. He didn't have any touchdowns in that game. He did have 2 touchdowns on the ground. So he had more rushing touchdowns than I thought. 9 for the season, 487 yards is really good production for a quarterback, right? 22-32. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. They win the game against Dallas, the last game. So if you look at it, his best game that he played statistically was 283, 3 touchdowns, right? That was his best game. So let's look at Shedeur Sanders and let's take a look at what his best game. Let's look at his best game. Now keep in mind, Shedeur Sanders did not start until November. That's his first start. He didn't even know his first. Let's take a look at this. You say, all right, so he came in at halftime, right? He came in at halftime against Baltimore. He didn't even start that game. So let's take a look at his starts. Let's see this. So we see what Jackson Dart stuff is. If you take a look at his best game, I want to see. Now, he started playing. He always was getting first-team reps. Realize that. He was always getting first-team reps since Jump Street. He was working in there with Russell Wilson. He started in September. September 28th is his first start. Oh, and his best game was against the Denver Broncos in a loss. 283, and he had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he had also another touchdown. His second best game, I would probably say, is this one. I would say 20-36, 246, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he also had 9 carries for 63 yards. That's pretty good. So, all right, let's take a look at what Shedeur Sanders is doing. All right, so his first start, he won. He was 11-20 for 209, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So that's his first start. First start was the 23rd of November. Let's see what Jackson Dart did in his first start. Jackson Dart also won his first start. 13-20, 111, 1 touchdown. He also rushed for 10. He also rushed for another touchdown, 10 for 54. So 111, 54 yards. Let's see. So about the same amount of yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He won. You come back against San Francisco, by the way, a playoff team, 16-25, 149, 1 touchdown, right? Okay. In his third game, this is why it's hard to have these conversations with these folks. This is why it's so hard to have these literal conversations with these people. In his third game, no reps, nothing. In his third game, he throws 23 of 42, 164 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 carries for 29 yards, and another touchdown. And he averaged 9.7 yards per carry, 97.7 QBR. I mean, then you end the last 2 games with a win. Actually, to be truthful, the only really crazy, terrible game that I see him play bad was the game against the Bears. And if you look at it, he threw 3 interceptions. 2 of them interceptions was on him, but the one was on Jerry Jeudy. And also in that game, he threw 3 crazy deep balls. 2 of them to Isaiah Bond. This is the worst game he played right here. And so if you look at it, it's crazy. I thought he played really well in that Buffalo game. His completion percentage was 69%. The 1 interception that he threw was off Quinshon Judkins' shoulder pads, and Quinshon Judkins got injured for the rest of the year with a broken ankle early in that football game. It's crazy work. So yeah, we did a long exercise with this, but if you're looking at whose highs was the highest, it's not even close. Not even close. I was just saying. Let's see. Intel Play said he's squinting to see where them goalposts was moving. That young man was like, is that where the goalpost is at? Somebody moved that for him on feet. For all the talk about Ty Simpson, notice AB, no Brown staff showed up to his pro day. AB, I think, will go O-line and receiver in the first round. Judy will be fired. Lawrence, I do think it's crazy because the Browns wouldn't have Drew Allers move either. Not saying that they can't. I mean, I'm not prohibiting it, but I mean, it don't seem like that's on the table. It ain't on the table like that. 1900 Washington, hit the like button. 14-3. Browns record next year. Giants fan in New Orleans, man. And that's crazy. It's 2,300 people in here right now. We've been talking for 3 hours and some change. That's crazy. Shout out to y'all, man. G. Bush, your face is big. Look, I told you I would read it. Hey, listen. And I laughed and did LMOA at the end. I told you I would read it. U.S. Shedeur fans rock with you, G. Bush, because you speak the truth, whether it's good or bad, and that's all we ask. Let them tell it. I'll just be saying stuff. Let them tell it. I don't understand how you look. Mike Stephanie, they don't like his fan base because it's predominantly black that watched him as a kid grow up. The one thing about black fans is that we stand behind who we believe in, but only if they're good at what they're doing. This is Mike. This is where they don't understand black culture. I talk about sport in the barbershop. Been about that from Jump Street. If you watch it, the tagline says sports, music, and culture. They don't understand culture. We're not a celebrity-based culture like that. We don't be fanning out like that. When I see people, it be on some respect. Oh, what's up, bro? What's your name? How you doing? We don't fan out like that. I tell people all the time, we got people in our community that we come with confidence. We come from zero. You might not have but 1 pair of shoes, but we keep them clean though. We come from where the deck is already stacked and we know it, but we still be sitting around. When we came up in the slave culture, when you talk about cuisine, a lot of the food and the stuff that we eat is based on the original people and how when they came through slavery, they only had certain cuts of meat. They only had certain vegetables. So they took what they had and made it great. They took the scraps of the pig and the scraps of the cow, and we didn't have no beef. And they took this, and all of it came from, that culture came from what? It came from poverty. It came from bondage. It came from those things, but we made great stuff with it. We made hip hop music. When we talk about the plight of the street, we made soul music because we sang old Negro spirituals because they told us we couldn't have our language. And when we came, everybody had a different language. They didn't let you read or write. So we started communicating through our conversation, our music, the church, Sunday gatherings. So listen, everybody, if you want to be somebody, you better have confidence in yourself and what you up to, or you're not going to get nothing. You got to believe in what you're doing. So when people say, if his last name wasn't so, what are you talking about, bro? You think we starstruck? First and foremost, we like him because he comes from a family that's a God-fearing family that believes in believing in yourself and who you are, being right by what you say, growing up with some standards. And by the way, put in hard work And by the way, it's good. Stop trying to tell me what I think about something and why I like it, because you don't understand what I'm talking about. You need to see, y'all need to sit and listen. Sometimes you need to just be quiet and sit over here and understand. I'll tell you about the culture and about why people like him, because you seems like you're confused. I don't know why. Well, let me tell you why. You might need to sit up under somebody. That's why I always tell people diversity is key in anything you do. And it just doesn't go for black diversity. It goes for all diversity. The fact that somebody is telling you about their history and where they come from should not be offensive to you, no matter what it is. I don't care if that person's Japanese, Chinese, Native American, Indian, Russian. If that person is telling you what their culture is and their customs, that should not be threatening in any way, shape, or form. You should be happy that they're giving you that game, because we all citizens of one race. Y'all getting offended. Talk about, I don't know why you do that. All right, why does it always have to be about this? Stop me doing too much. This video, Grossy saying Shedeur would go one or two in the draft, regardless of the negative talk about him after he went fifth. Grossy flicked. Well, that's called, Miss Bell. That's called the political convenience of it. See, I always tell you that when you writing stuff, the political convenience is understand. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to give you this too, Miss Bell. Be ready for it. When he actually is good, get ready for. We always knew he had the talent. We always knew he had the intangibles and leadership. It was just a matter of time before he put it together. And kudos for the Cleveland Browns for taking the time to develop them. It's coming. When he actually goes out there and starts cooking, just the same way they have amnesia about whether Dylan Gabriel was supposed to be better or not, they'll have amnesia. Nobody was telling you Shedeur Sanders wasn't a competent quarterback. No one ever said that. We were just saying that it was going to stop it. It's coming. I'm just letting you know. Be ready for it, because it's called political convenience. It is not convenient right now to step out on a limb, because if you step out on a limb and it turns out that he's not good, you're going to say, well, I thought he was good, G. Bush. I thought he was good. I thought he was this. I thought he was that. It ain't political convenient. They want to see it. And some people, even when they do see it and everybody else is in 90%, they'll still say, well, he had a good year. Do it again. Now, I'm telling you, I told you the Deshaun Watson conversation was coming up. Now you see it. I told you they'll forget the Dylan game. Kenny Pickett. No one ever said, okay. Tanya, I'm gonna just say Tanya. Kevin had cheerleaders on payroll, and it shows. Bush, please slide off. They need your followers. Keep the clicks and cash to yourself. This is the season to speak. When the grass is cut, the snakes will show. I will say this, man. I'll tell you like this. You got to do your own work. I tell people all the time, somebody could tell me all I want to hear. But what good does that do me? If I told y'all, if I came on here and told you every source and every rumor and whisper I heard, what good would that do? Because I got to tell you what I think. Everything that I hear behind closed doors is just all about, is it going to happen or not? And all it does is give me a compass and a direction to say, okay, well, this might go down, this might go down. But I still got to do my backstory. I still got to do the homework. I still got to make my own opinion up, and I still got to read the tea leaves. So for me, like I always told people, I heard a bunch of stuff. But then again, that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what I think. Chef Shay, Bush, I can't wait till Monkey debunk all the day that he don't watch film and all the BS narratives. Them narratives is never going to go away. They ain't never going to go away, because the narratives is attached to a thought process. And the knee-jerk reaction to anything that happens is, A, you're not working hard enough. You're not smart enough. You're not naturally gifted enough. You're a distraction. These tropes as long as the day is long. And when you don't have the foundation to stand on in terms of what you're watching, because you're not watching it, then those are the things that you fall back on when you get uncomfortable. It is what it is. But what I do, and I continue to say, this is why I do this here, so that when people tell you, you don't need no gatekeeper to make your decisions on your own. We show you the film work. We do. So you don't have to take nobody's word for it. That's what we do. It's one of the biggest reasons I do what I do. It's because I don't want nobody telling, even if I just said, I don't even do that for my audience. I don't even believe in my own audience Me telling them something and they got to go to bat for just what I said. That ain't good enough. It don't work that way. No, I even challenge myself and I show it. So you guys can then have your own ideology about what you believe. I don't need to slant nothing. That's why I laugh when people talk about biasness. Ain't no way you could be biased with stuff that's in black and white in front of you. By the way, I didn't start doing film reviews when Shedeur played. I started doing film reviews when Dylan was playing. I critique Dylan the same exact way. So no, good sir, have 2 or 3 seats. My opinion, and what I'm talking about, I could back it up 75,000 times. And I do it every single Saturday with receipts. I do it every single Sunday with film work. You, my good sir, we are not the same. And if you have, and the reason why, if you don't like it, you should say my name. No one ever does, because they understand that I put the work in. And nobody's going to tell you, see, Bush don't be even put, no, it's impossible to say. I'm on the internet. I do more dates on the internet with these contests and these joints than I go on dates with my girl. Me and my wife had to start doing food blogs because that's the time we could date. What are you talking about? You can't say it. It's not possible. So if you want to, there's no way. I see G. Bush is not doing it. Nah. Because guess what? What do we do? Guys, don't we do watch parties? Don't we do the watch parties too over here? These boys be talking crazy. They be talking reckless. Beautifully blessed. When I see headlines that full of BS, I'll keep swiping. That's the same thing, wiping and swiping. We ain't worried about that. Nothing worse than being around doom and gloom constantly. There's too much to be excited about going forward. We rock with 12 for life, and now we love #New Cleveland. That's a whole new fan base growing. When that first game hit, and we cooking, that first game, look, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. And it's going to be even more exciting when you in on that ground level. And we all in on the ground level. Don't let nobody tell us we ain't in the ground level. Don't let them tell it when it get comfortable and the winds start pulling in. Do not let them tell us that everybody knew, that everybody was all in, that everybody, we always knew it was in there somewhere. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. It just wasn't true. I keep trying to tell y'all, get on the ark. Before that door closed up, G. Bush, why do sports news organizations hire people like Jason and Jay? They really do not know football. This is a real issue. They have with 12 fans. We know the game better than them because you need opinions. Let me tell you the way the game works. You need somebody that can move the needle. And there's 2 ways you can move the needle. You can move the needle one way, be super positive, or you can move the needle the other way and be super negative. The game really doesn't work with people in the middle. The problem is we got to figure out what is entertainment and what is just a lot of these. I'm gonna just tell you this. A lot of these people don't even believe what they're saying. D-Skull. Let me just tell y'all this. Let me just tell you this. And this is game. I've been in the industry since 2010. Started interning in 2009. Obviously, I played before that, done college and things like that. But in the game really. So 2009 is 2026. So that's 15 years. Let me tell you, when I first got in the game, you know what hit me the most and what hit me in the face the most was it was big time wrestling. I really came into this thing really feeling like people was really passionate about what they were saying and doing and all that stuff. No, I was not. No, I got into it and they would say, all right, here's your topic. You take one side of it, you take the other side of it. Are you? I was like, I don't want to talk about that. Obviously, that's stupid. That I'm not arguing that point. That's not. And then I said, oh my goodness, this is what we're doing? Bro, people talk about rappers and they say they get in the industry and they got these dudes in here thinking they the biggest thugs in the world. They clapping people up. They got it. They smacking people up. They going in your pockets. They selling bricks. They trapping off the iPhone. I got goons on deck. And then you meet them and they be like, hey, how's it doing? Really loved your last mixtape. You're like, bro, I thought you was Goon Supreme. And I got into the industry, bro. I started looking around. I'm thinking these dudes was really passionate about that. I thought they was really about that. Like they really beat. No. It is big time wrestling. And the thing is, they say there is actually, you gotta think about it. There's really not no consequences for saying crazy stuff. You'll just go back on the radio the next day or television or wherever platform you is and you'll say some more stuff. You don't have to be right about anything, because if you had to be right about anything, everybody would be out here. Because obviously we were supposed to get a new quarterback 2 weeks ago. Never happened. So what is the consequence of saying anything? There is none. The consequence is it riles people up. People put your name in the comment section and your content takes off. See, I'm just giving you the game. Just giving you the game. It's okay. Beautifully blessed. Since Monken hasn't opened the floor for their negativity, now he won't be here. I pray the current team breaks the doors down. Hey, that's it. That's it. Look, because he didn't give you what you wanted now, but before that used to actually work, though. But you see, let me tell you about Browns fans. Let me tell y'all something. These Browns fans is not in the pockets. There's a lot of Browns fans that is less vocal than y'all that's fed up with it too. Run-of-the-mill Browns fans that's saying enough is enough. Guys, y'all got to stop. Enough is enough. Y'all done took it a step too far. The man ain't even coached yet. Y'all done took it a step too far. I'm telling you, the new Cleveland field is coming. Because there's a lot of people that's going to roll right on over path of least resistance. Let them, because they just want to see a winner. Let that man start throwing touchdown passes and the Browns look like they're competent. It's going to be a lot of dudes who you didn't even think even knew what this meant doing this. Because you know what they want? Wins and fun football. They'll be doing just like this. Watch, it's coming. It's coming. Beautiful blessed. Thank you so much for your generous gift. Thank you. Shout out to the 5 gifted memberships. If you I don't choose these. So whoever those members are, hopefully you find that the membership is worth it and you stay on after the free membership. But thank you so much, beautiful blessed. We appreciate you so much. Miss Melanated, Acho has failed in the NFL, has kicked off TV. His podcast is his last chance. That's why he clickbaits and has these stupid see. Miss Melanated, she done graduated. There's a lot of y'all that get it now. And if you phrase it like that, it ain't even inflammatory, right? He's in a space at this point where he has to outflame people. He has to outtake the take masters. He has to do things to get that type, and that's just the way it happens. Jason Whitlock's the same way. He's the same way. They're gonna say inflammatory stuff. Check your new Jarvis video about Kevin Stefanski just hit. Also great show. Keep pushing. Sir Charles. I think, is this a new one? I tell you what, he got a new one. He had one with, what's his name, Leonard Fournette? And they was cooking out, y'all. I'm going to check and see if they got another one. G, it would be dope to see you have live call-ins with Browns players. Hazy Eye Publishing. Appreciate you. You know what? I would definitely do it. If they want to call in, let's get it. See, I'm working. Hey, listen, by the way, hey, man, y'all put it in the comment section. I want to see this too. Put it in the comment section of the video so we can go back and check it, because it's hard to do it in the chat. So if you will, put it in the comment section. Because really, most likely, here's how this works. I don't have a problem doing nobody in an interview. But how it works with players is it got to be by popular demand. It's just like battle rap. Like battle rap matchups get set up because people say, I'm trying to see Tay-Rock versus Easy the Block Captain. I'm trying to see Tay-Rock and Easy the Block Captain. What's that? Let me see what this say. Rosie just sent me something. ESPN Cleveland says, Shedeur Sanders switch back to his number 2 jersey before next season. Oh, we already talked about that. We already talked about that. Boog, we already talked about, we done already talked about the marketing behind that. So shout out to ESPN Cleveland. But we had that scoop first. Start playing with us. Same way you should give us credit for your tracker too. But I will say this, put in the comment section the top 5 people who you would like to see me interview. They could be anybody. Obviously, it works better if it's somewhere it has to do with inside Cleveland or the Browns perspective or anywhere in the top 5 people you would like to see me do an interview with. And if the fans demand it and they hear it enough, it'll happen. But I am working on some really cool, I am working on some interviews, some big ones I'm trying to do. So in the comment section, put the top 5 people. Don't forget to do it. Because if you want to see me interview these players or interview any people in the sports sphere or whatever the case may be, the people got to want to see it. Because a lot of people that as players, first and foremost, they want to see that you're serious and can do a really good interview. Second of all, they want to see that the people want to see it and that it'll do numbers. Some people do interviews and they don't do no numbers. They just do the interview and then just go in and go out. But if the people really want to see it, they're going to watch it. So put the top 5 people you want me to see in the comment section. Do an interview. And hopefully we can get it done. Because I do have, and by the way, I have a production company. So if I do an interview, I'm bringing a whole film team. So we're gonna have a professional. We ain't gonna get it together. Shout out to Fifth Dimension Media. So yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it up big, and we will travel. Just so you know, if you tell me to pull up on somebody, we will travel. We will get there. We're gonna get on that plane. We're gonna go with the team, and we're gonna shoot it, and it's gonna be high quality. So it could be anywhere. We will travel. So it don't gotta be. You ain't gotta come to Cleveland. We will come to you. We have accommodations. I don't got the private jet like Boog or anybody like that. I ain't no Lil Wayne or nothing. I'll just get the Delta and try. Rosie, do we got any freaking flyer points? We got any freaking flyer points if we had to go to the plane? Is that work? Yeah, she said okay. We working on the budget. You better go get Taylor Decker. I like Taylor Decker, by the way. I'd overpay for him. Miss Melanated, I'm sick of JL saying that the Browns will win 5 games. Hey, you know, the funny thing about football is it don't matter what you talking about. Them dudes is out here putting in work. I love sports. You know why? Because the people on the sideline get their sideline on. It don't matter what we say. It don't matter what type of money you got. It don't matter what family you grew up in. It don't matter none of that. When you get between the white lines, that's what it's about. The ultimate black and white sport. Did you win or you take the L? So you can prognosticate all you want and say what you're going to say. That's your opinion, but it ain't got nothing to do with what happened on that football field. Did you ever check out the Browns? Did you ever check out the Browns social media? Oh, yeah. They be having Shedeur stuff up here all the time. They got Shedeur up there all the time. Posted on the corner. Ready to go. Tech IT to go. Give Sanders an offensive line, and he'll be great. Now, we need an offensive line. Project Stop Out. We need the offensive line. And on top of that, we need some receivers, too. Left tackle starter, big, fast, number 1 receiver. Let's go, Alexander Gallant. That sounds great. Give me a couple receivers. Give me a couple receivers, couple tackles. Another tight end. We might get another running back. We cooking. G, come to Baltimore for the Browns game. A, we balling 2102. Don't let me, you know what? Don't let me start going to these away games. Y'all be in trouble. But I got to figure somebody to do post game. So I do UCSS post game. I do this post game. I do a watch party. We're going to have to figure out something. Miss Melanie, remember, please yourself. Someone's pleased. Try to please someone else. Nobody's pleased. The media needs prayer cloths, oil in the sage. They done got the oil out on y'all dudes. This is the praying see you aunties and uncles done got the blessed oil out. And Miss Bell says you need the blessed oil and the sage. Come on, man. Come on. All you need is some of Rosie's green tonic tea. Y'all be all the way healed. But all you got to do is eat sage, get the blessed oil, and drink some of the get well tea from the mountains. Oh, boy. This is a tough one. G. Bush, I think, beautifully blessed said, G. Bush, I think you should pick a game this season for all those fans to come to, then do a meet and greet post game somewhere with both of you guys and Rosie. That sounds crazy. I'm trying to think how we would set that up. But that sounds like a good idea. That might be something we could definitely do for like members. Like, you know, if you guys is in the building or people that, you know, just want to pull up and somewhere public where we can have a conversation and just do something. We'll try to set that up. That's something that I would, because I would, it's funny because I feel like I know you guys, but I would love to, you know, meet and you know, just chat and have a conversation with all of y'all, man. So that's something that we definitely gonna get to. And especially if it ain't nothing but just for people that's members. If you just want to, like, you know what I'm saying, just to do something special for y'all. So we gotta work that out. Neil Gray, the only thing winning and losing has in common is that both are contagion. These 2026 Browns players are more hungry than when Kevin was here. There it is. People don't understand about synergy, things that you can do, things that you'll go through, things that you got to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing called a one mind or multiple minds in one accord. Like, that's something. And guess what? I think it also helps to let people know that everybody ain't always negative out here. There's a contingency of people that like the new energy. Tweety says, GM and Monken noticed how negative the media was last year. Not good for the team unity and players' mental. Icing some media out, so now they making ish up. Hey, man, listen, I'll tell people like this. Hey, man, I be hearing stuff in the organization. It's quiet everywhere. I don't even take it. It's quiet everywhere. I love it. They ain't tell me nothing. I knew about a lot of stuff. I didn't know who they was going to take. I didn't know who the coach was going to be. And when I don't know nothing, what I tell you, I don't even know, dog. We'll wait and see. When we do mock drafts over here, you know why? You can ask me who I would want to take, but there ain't nobody leaked nothing about nobody what they doing in terms of no draft. I don't know what they doing. And that's how it's supposed to go. Because we be doing too much. We be doing way too much. Y'all be trying to, the got you moments, but you said, but you really didn't say. I'm like, come on, man. Stop. The Browns are coming to see the Giants this year. That is kind of crazy. We got the Giants. We got Kevin Stefanski and them. It's going to be crazy. J-Mac, Too Fresh, salute. G. Bush, keep cooking. Dude, double risk up. J-Mac, we appreciate you being a member for 5 months. We appreciate all our day ones out here. All the day ones that been rocking and rolling. And anybody that was ever a member, we appreciate it. Matter of fact, we just like you. If you ever put a comment, you ain't got a super chat or nothing. If you just pulled up and hit the comment, we appreciate you. Club fleece is available through the spring. That green? Yeah. Mr. Geek 847 had that, you know what I'm saying? I had the green joint on. You know what I'm saying? That OU green. I think he's talking about the hoodie I had on the other day. Eye of the Jew. If you aren't doing watch along with UCSS, you should collab with Quincy. I'd mute to listen to y'all. I do a lot of collabs with Quincy. I was on a couple months ago. I got a lot of joints with Quincy. When Quincy is ready, when he's ready to come around, so what G. Bush is talking about, we are willing to go back and convince him that you know what it is. You might as well come on around, Quincy. No. Shout out to my dude. I met somebody in the front desk. He might be watching right now. We met somebody at the front desk at the Holiday Inn. Alfredo's at the end. We was doing a food review, and he came up and said, G. Bush, I watch you and Quincy all the time, man. I love your collab. So, you know, say shout out to him. If he's watching, he out there, man. Shout out to Quincy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got love for all my content creators. I collab with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Quincy. Tyvus was on there the other day. Tyvus was trying to convince him. By the way, Tyvus will be back. We're going to do a tell-all. We're doing a tell-all, sit-down interview with Tyvus Powell after the debacle. What happened? The story behind you standing in front of the bullet for Jason Lloyd. We got to get to it, Tyvus. He would be laughing about it. He was like, G. Bush, tell him I am coming back on. He had to shoot the cannon off. We were supposed to do our film review. He had to shoot the cannon off for the Columbus Blue Jackets game. But he coming back. And we got to get to it. Let's say. Sweetie says, Jason got the ultimate secret sources. When it's about 12, it's all hearsay or it's all hearsay facts. When it's about Dylan, it's, oh, well, we thought. Hi, Jason, my sources say you're trash facts. Sweetie is not a big fan of the facts from Jason or the hearsay or his sources. You see how it rolls, man. I called 92-3 the fan in UCS last week to register a complaint about Shedeur hate and negativity from Jason Lloyd and others. VA Auntie, you was like, I don't like it. You letting your voice be heard. That's what you do. You didn't like it. I always tell people, like, I'm all for the communication. I'm all for the conversation. If you don't like something, voice your opinion about it. And the VA aunties and the CU aunties will do so accordingly. They got the hotline. I don't even know. They call people I don't know. I don't even know who you would call about that for UCSS. This is crazy. I don't even know I don't know who you would even say something to. I couldn't even give you a name. They well plugged and connected. Sir Charles says, is in your DM, Jarvis spoke on play calling. Oh, I got to check that out. We might have to, that's going to definitely be on one of these shows. If it's the Wednesday, we're going to have to, Sir Charles, thank you for that receipt. We're going to get that. Last NIGA, YSLT says, how many games can Shedeur and Todd win with the current roster? Todd Monken said they weren't far away. I say they could squeeze in 10 wins right now. I think right now, well, who they got in the progression, I think they get 7 wins. After this draft, we could be talking 8-9. But here's what I loved about what you just asked me. I'm gonna just take it from what Todd Monken said. I don't put no cap on success. I don't never try to handcuff God's blessings for me. They say, G. Bush, how many blessings is you eligible for in the year 2026? All of them. I'm eligible for all blessings, the same way you are. It's all about whether or not you can believe big enough for them blessings. See, the blessings don't stop. They're available. Are you going to claim them? Why would you put an imaginary cap on what God got for you? Why you do that? Your circumstance is not the same as the next person's circumstance. Your destiny ain't another person's destiny. Why would you put an artificial cap on what God gonna do for you? Why? Because you too small to believe in what it was. He keeps showing you. He keeps showing you. You keep pulling up. You keep getting more money every month. You keep getting better. Your health keep getting better. You keep moving up and progressing at work. You keep losing weight. You stay sharp up here. You keep waking up excited. Why would you put a cap on that? You don't put no cap on no wins. Ain't no such thing. You can believe. Your belief have to be as great as what God's exponential plan is. It's exponential. You can do anything you want to. It's about whether or not you're going to line up with your actions to receive that. So the same way the New England Patriots was drafted in the top 3 and they was in the Super Bowl, the problem is we could believe that for somebody else and they quarterback, but they can't believe it for yours. Well, that's why you stand there and say, I ain't put no cap on nothing. And the greater the opposition, the greater he show up and say, shows you don't know nothing. Let me show you what my plans is. And them plans is crazy. Predicting Browns win the AFC North. Simply Stephanie, you see how that worked? You see how that super chat lined up right after what I just said? Forget 9-10 AFC North. I like that energy. Meet and greet great, really easy, real easy. Sell tickets to help pay for the venue, entertain, and party bags, etc. We got some planners. I know the aunties. I know they got the planner. Y'all be moving and shaking. This is easy. Can we get can we write this down? We're gonna try to find the best way to interact with y'all. And what we want to do is we could try to set up something where y'all got some ideas to make this thing really have some legs and do it in the right way. So if you are interested in this, if you're interested and you remember, and you got some thoughts, different things, hit us up, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com. Because, hey, like I said, if you guys want to do it, we'll find a good way to do it where it's a nice place, it's safe, it's private, it's cool. People can come in, have a family atmosphere. Listen, here's what we put. We put out family energy. It's a family environment where you can bring your people, you can bring your grandparents, you can bring it's a family event. We ain't gonna be doing no extra. That's how we gonna do it. If you're interested in that type of energy and this is something you guys really want, we would be interested in your ideas of how to get it done in a way where everybody will find it, edifying and bring some life to it. So fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, fifthdimensionmedia1. Let's get to the last couple super chats. Chef Shay, last thing for me. We need more than an hour of your guests you being on, at least 30 more minutes. That might be a thing too. I ain't got a problem. If you want to be more than an hour, I talk for hours on here. Y'all, we going. And how do you like the guests, right? Also, send us a list of guests that you guys want to hear from. Like the members only stuff, because I want to bring guests in that people you want to see. It's not just who I know, it's people you want to see. So let me know, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, what other guests that you would like to see on the show. And we'll try to make it happen. Dragon God Smith 3000, what a name. Why haven't they realized people are tired of lies? We want truth and transparency. It's why traditional media is dying, yet people online is taking off. Thanks. I can't even argue with that. I studied communications. I studied this stuff, media, and you're correct. It's, I think a lot of people, we've come a long, long way from what it used to be. And I think it is a dying medium, but there's always space in it for people that can transcend and innovate and do things like that. I do think it is. And there's always place for people to have growth in the industry, wherever it is. If you tell the truth, you got some sort of moral compass about the way these stuff listen, man, I don't do very many clickbait articles. I've made a decision that I'm like, man, I ain't doing that. There's a lot of topics I can come with and make these. Have you noticed? I ain't had no topics about no trades that's out of crazy. No trade for this quarterback, but I ain't had no go trade for this defensive end or go trade for this receiver because I know it ain't happening. So why would I have that commentary? But, you know, you can do that. Sometimes on national shows, the topic is the topic and you just got to say it. Finally, Miss K, ex-auntie, became a YouTube member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. And thank you for all the people who watch for this. I don't know. This is almost 4 hours. I didn't plan on going 4 hours, but it's a testament to you guys. There's 2,197 people in here. And we have not forgotten. Rosie, can you give us the super chat of the day? And why we do it? The super chat of the day, got to go to Tristan Walker. Anytime you pull up with a super chat like this, I got to make sure it's heard. The super chat of the day, he will get this Nike Barbershop t-shirt. By the way, the Nike Barbershop t-shirt is ready to go. It's crisp. This is good quality. Let the people, I know some people got it out there because we give it out. Let them know it's good quality. He will receive this. Tristan, hit me up at fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, and we will get your information, your shirt size, where to send it to. Make sure you get that out to us so we can get your shirt out to you. Just wanted to say, keep going, my brother. I have been missing the live shows because I've been taking on a new role at work, but it's more than just a game. The culture needs you. G. Bush came for 12, stay for G. Bush. And that is our super chat of the day. We'll get that shirt out to you. And we appreciate every single person who watched this show and communicated with us today. With that being said, you never know where G. Bush might show up, radio, television, or internet. But if you want the fresh take on sports, you see what it is. I keep the Clippers with me. Have a great rest of your evening. And I'm telling you, it's always #New Cleveland. And that means go Browns.